Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, aka Sniper98. I was recording for about 8 minutes until I realized that my my Streamlabs mic was muted because I had I was recording that one Arknights video, the Risk 18 clear, the week 1 with Risk 18 clear, and I was 8 minutes into my last recording into recording the Whales log for this one for this month. I was like, wait a minute, is my mic muted? And sure enough, it was. So I got to do the last 8 minutes all over again. Wonderful. Anyways, how you all doing? This will be the Whales log for Genshin Impact, my Genshin Impact account for the month of June, or going into the month of June. So let's get to it. Eula is new. I believe Eula is technically our only new character for the month of May over the past month. I think Yanfei might have been the end of April, so technically not May, I don't think. Because I think both Zhongli's banner and Eula's banner that's going on right now have been going for 3 weeks each. So if it really was 3 weeks each, then I believe Yanfei should have showed up at the end of April instead of May. Either way, we'll go over her, though I haven't really built her yet. But again, we'll touch upon her when the time comes. Anyways, Eula first. Eula was my very first instant level 90 character, as in I pre-farmed for her and got her to level 90 instantly the moment I got her. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully I'll be able to do that more. These are her stats currently. You guys were already able to see her base stats, but she has 63 CR and 151 CD crit damage, and probably unique to not unique, I shouldn't say that, but something that my Eula has that maybe not other Eulas do. Other people's Eulas do, is almost 150% energy recharge, and I'll explain that in a little bit after we go over her weapon. So she has R1 Broken Pines. I didn't really bother going for R5 or anything crazy like that. Like, my name isn't Slice, my name isn't OK Code where I do dumb shit like that. So yeah, just R1 is good enough for her, for my tastes. So yeah, level 90 Broken Pines to go with level 90 Eula. Seems about right for me anyway. Alright, let's go over artifacts. 4-piece Pale Flame, which I believe is their best in slot. Let's go over them one by one. This is the best physical damage cup that I think I've ever rolled, like ever. It did roll, I think, twice into EM, but that's okay, because I'll gladly take one roll into crit rate and then another and then two. I think that's 2 rolls, right? 2 rolls into crit damage. Obviously, I would have liked it if the second roll into EM, because I think this started as a 3-line. I would have preferred the second roll into EM to go into crit rate, but oh well. It's good enough as it is. More than good enough, actually. Alright, so this is an interesting piece. This timepiece rolled 4 times into energy recharge for almost 30% ER on its own. So that's insane, at least in my opinion, because we all know, if you guys have used Eula at all, or have kind of looked up, have done your research on her as far as like how she plays and what kind of stats she looks for or she wants, her one of her weaknesses is a lack of energy recharge, because she doesn't really build energy for herself very well. And so either you can try to give her some ER substats wherever you can, or you just bring a dedicated cryo battery. In my case, because my Eula happened to roll 30% on this piece and the rest on another piece, which I'll get to in a little bit, she almost has 50% just right there, just between 2 artifacts. So that means that I don't think I need a dedicated cryo battery, and just with my regular daily runs, my daily commission runs, just fooling, just screwing around in the overworld and just fighting random mobs, it doesn't really seem like my Eula needs a cryo battery. I think she can generate energy for herself just fine, though of course with the dedicated cryo battery she'd be able to charge her ult even faster, which could be nice. But for what she wants, it's good enough, quote unquote. I did consider swapping this piece out for like maybe a better attack percent timepiece that has better substats. Like, does this one have better one? No, this is a dedicated energy recharge, so never mind. But yeah, but in the end, I was like, I don't really want to pass up like a 30% ER timepiece, or just piece in general. So I decided to keep this one. Anyways, moving on to her feather. So let me explain a few things about this feather. I specifically built Eula's kit around this feather, or around the ability to give Eula this specific feather because it has fucking 16% crit rate. I don't know when I got this piece, by the way. You would think for a piece that rolled like at least 4 times in the crit rate, like I'd remember when I did this. I actually don't. I completely forgot when I even got this. And as a matter of fact, when I was building Eula during the first week that I got her, I was like, like I'm having a lot of trouble giving her like over 50% crit rate, right? Because my initial rolls and when I was initially giving her Pale Flame set, they just weren't rolling very well. So I was getting kind of frustrated. I was like, what do I do? And I looked around to see what kind of off pieces I could give her. And I saw this. And I was like, oh shit! All right, when did I get this? I was like, I ain't gonna ask questions. I'm gonna give her this because this piece, like, almost single-handedly, obviously in conjunction with her mask, her crit rate mask. It almost single-handedly solved my crit rate issues for when I was trying to build Eula. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to build around this then. And I was able to, thankfully. So now she gets to keep this feather for herself. And that gives a massive stack of fucking 16% crit rate. My god. Funny thing was, for those guys who know Mr. Slice, because I know he and I are good friends, and I always lurk in his channel whenever he goes live on Twitch. I think I remember, like, specifically one of his streams where he was like, oh, like, I'm looking for a piece. Like, I've never rolled a piece that has over 15% crit rate. And I was sitting there watching it, and this was before I found out I even had this. I was sitting there watching it, listening to him. I was like, yeah, I know that feeling too. And then later on, I don't know if it was the same night or whatever, or if it was later that week at the time, I log on, and I see this piece, and I'm like, oops. Better not tell Mr. Slice that I have this piece, otherwise he's gonna fucking take away my VIP status in his stream. But anyways, this is her flower. This is the other piece that also rolled very well into energy recharge. This has got to be at least like a 2-roll, right? So yeah, ended up with 20% energy recharge between this and her timepiece. She has almost 50% energy recharge right there, like instantly, boom. And it also has double crit stats too. Obviously, it rolled once into flat defense. If that went into crit rate or even crit damage, that'd be really nice. But hey, probably one of the better PF flowers that I do have. So may as well have Eula keep that. And her crit mask. Crit mask isn't really worth writing home about. I think it rolled like twice into crit damage, which is nice. Honestly, the fact that it even rolled any into crit damage at all is probably a godsend, just because of how shitty its substats were. Because I think this rolled. Is that a single roll into HP percent? Can HP percents even roll that high? Yeah. Actually, no. It is a One Piece. One Piece. What is this? The manga? Yeah, because I think this rolled as a 4-line. To start as a 4-line, it rolled once into HP percent, twice into flat HP, and then twice into crit damage. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's a crit mask, and I believe that's her artifact set. So yeah, I could sacrifice. I could swap her artifact sets around so that I sacrifice some, like about 10% crit rate for even higher crit damage. But I'd rather have more consistent crits. So I decided to just keep her with this stat lineup. So yeah, there you go. She is C2. So I have the quote unquote enhanced combo game. With her when you use her ult, and then what kind of specific combo routes you go into to give her maximum lightfall sword damage. But yeah, I was considering splurging for C6 Eula just because I like Eula that much, but I decided to hold back just in case I need to splurge my money on other gacha games like FGO. Oh god, Juna later on this month. In any case, her talents are 878. I would love to get her to triple crown, but obviously I don't have any crowns right now. That, and I need more of these, so kind of gated by these at the moment. Well, I think she takes resistance books too. Why do all my waifus take fucking resistance books? Like everybody does, huh? Anyways, Razor, I don't think there's really much to talk about him because I've already covered him. I haven't really changed his pieces at all, or changed them at all. Have I talked about Xingqiu? I believe I have. I must have. Yeah, I believe I must. I believe I have. Yeah, because I remember talking about how I built her for specifically for just pure support. Like no, like don't even care about crit stats, just pure defense percent all the way. So yeah, which is why her crit rate, her crit stats look so fucking trash. Same with Chi-Chi. I believe I talked about Chi-Chi, where I also built her pure support as well, where it's just what attack percent the entire way through, attack percent, attack percent, attack percent. So yeah. Let's see, Lumen. Already talked about her. Jean, same thing. Ganyu. All right, let's talk about Ganyu. I did change her artifact set up a little bit. Well, not just a little bit. I gave her a major overhaul. So right now, her crit rate and crit damage stats look kind of like this: 30% crit CR and then 212% CD crit damage, with a little bit of energy recharge down there as well. The reason for that is because I think I'm pretty sure I went on Ganyu. I went from having what is it? Two-piece. So initially, when I first got Ganyu, when she first came out, I gave her two-piece Noblesse, two-piece Blizzard Destroyer, and then I switched to two-piece. I switched out to two-piece Noblesse to two-piece Gladiator, so that she would have more consistent, just charge tag damage. And then I decided to switch her to a full-on four-piece Blizzard, as she has right now. So that the reason why I did this was so that she could deal with the Electrolectors in Abyss on 12-3 first half better, in conjunction with other AoE teammates. And so I decided to go with this. Yeah. I'm glad I did, because her damage output, and when she has another cryo teammate to give her the cryo resonance, right, for extra crit, for free crit rate, her damage output is fucking insane, as it kind of should be. That, and another reason why I decided to go for 4-piece Blizzard Destroyer is because I have C4 Ganyu, which kind of enables that that artifact strategy, I guess. But yeah. Other than that, weapon is the same. Level 90 Amos bow, level R1. So yeah, let's go over her artifact set individually. This is her cryo damage cup. A little bit of energy recharge, a little bit of crit rate, a little bit of attack percent. Unfortunately, rolled once into defense percent, but that's okay. Most of the rolls here went pretty favorably. Attack percent, I don't mind either. Honestly, one of my better cryo damage cups, to be honest. Did I just say "to be honest" twice in a row? God, I love being redundant. This is her attack percent. This could have rolled a little bit better, like more crit damage, for example. But hey, what can you do? Maybe crit rate to be just to make sure that her crit rate is as high as it can be, even with cryo resonance. But that's okay. Maybe if I stumble across like a better attack percent Blizzard Destroyer timepiece, maybe I'll consider swapping out, but for now that's gonna have to carry her. This feather, oh boy, this feather rolled mostly into crit damage and attack percent, so good for me, because with I believe a 4-piece Blizzard Destroyer Ganyu doesn't really want crit rate, because she'll just get that naturally with 4-piece Blizzard Destroyer and having a cryo teammate for the cryo resonance. So she wants either crit damage, even more crit damage, or at the very least attack percent rolls. So thankfully it didn't roll any into flat HP at least, and rolled crit damage and attack percent. So pretty beefy feather just for Ganyu specifically. This flower also rolled very well. Unfortunately, it started with a, as you guys can probably tell, this started with a min roll crit rate and then got another min roll crit rate on top of it, so that kind of sucks. But that's okay, because it mostly rolled into crit damage anyway. So, beastly flower for her. Well, decent flower for her. And this is one hell of a crit damage off piece. So yeah, crit damage main stat, and then crit rate and attack percent. This shit roll, I think, at least like what, 3 rolls in the crit rate, and they were all pretty high rolls too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this started out as a 3-line too, a 3-line. So it rolled twice into attack percent and then the rest into crit rate. So yeah, this is probably one of my best pieces, just in general. So yeah, shut up, tablet. I'm busy right now. So yeah, those are her artifact pieces, and C4. because obviously there hasn't been a Ganyu rerun. I will definitely get her to C6 though if she does have another rerun, because she's only 2 constellations away. Might as well, right? And her talents 10, 9, 3. I do plan on triple crowning her. She's kind of gated on crowns though, so. And I guess diligence books, but that's easy to get once the diligence book domain comes back into rotation. So not too worried about that. Keqing, I've already explained her, I believe, in last month's video. So yeah, haven't changed her around yet. Still got the beastly stats that she's got. And so yeah. She is C4 now, because I believe I did get Keqing spooked over the past month. So there's that. I believe she's my highest constellation permanent 5-star characters for what that's worth. So, which I don't mind. I like Keqing a lot. She's very cute. Let's see. Other than that, artifact sets. Yeah, it's enough about Keqing. Mona, I've done a little bit of artifact revision on her because now I've transitioned Mona. I don't remember if last month I showed you guys that I'm currently running my Mona with Skyward Atlas instead of level 90 Witsith, because level 90 Witsith is more intended for Mona to have or for a Mona Hydro reaction build, right? Because you use her ult and you bring Bennett to trigger Hydro to trigger Vaporize, and she does a whole bunch of damage that way. But I found that I don't really use my Mona that way, though I could if I really wanted to. I'm more comfortable with just letting Mona do her thing and not being confined to like a Bennett comp or anything. So I decided to give her a Skyward Atlas, get to level 90, and yeah, and work on the artifacts a little bit wherever I can. Actually, now that I mention it, I was initially getting Pop-Tart's artifacts better. I'll talk about his artifacts later on once I'm done talking about Mona and everybody else before him. But I was working on Child's artifacts first, and then I got really good Hydro pieces, which were meant for him. I was like, wait a minute, I can give those to Mona. For example, this timepiece. So yeah, her timepiece is very strong. One roll into EM, which is kind of a shame, but that's okay. Because yeah, these crit rate rolls were, well, these crit rolls were either way pretty beastly, really good. So 11% crit rate and then almost a 19% crit damage there. Very good, very nice. I also gave her a new and improved crit damage, Hydro damage cup. What was I saying? So yeah, Hydro damage cup, and then, you know, one roll into flat defense, which is a shame. Would have liked to go into crit rate, or at least crit damage for over 30%. But hey, I'm not going to complain. 2 max rolls into crit rate and then almost 30% crit damage just off one piece right there. So yeah, and then this is her feather. Also double crit with 2 rolls into attack percent. And then her flower. Her flower is easily her weakest artifact, unfortunately. As you can see, it min-rolled crit rate twice and only got it probably min-rolled crit damage and then got a better roll afterwards, and one roll into flat attack. I think that's one roll into flat attack. So yeah, she still has room for improvement. I just need to find a better flower for her that hopefully has more crit rate than this, and definitely more crit damage than this as well. So yeah, whenever that shows up, I guess. And I guess technically a better crit rate helmet, though I don't know how much better I'm gonna get than this. Even though it does definitely have room for improvement, still, at least it rolled mostly into attack percent. At least it didn't roll fucking 3 or 4 times in the flat attack like one of my Chongyun pieces. God, that was a fucking nightmare. But yeah, it's at least an inset crit rate main stat helmet with at least a little bit of crit damage, and you know, although attack percent although we prefer crit rate stats, crit damage in particular, I'll take the attack percent. It's not bad. Copium, listen, chat, Copium, it's not that bad, okay? All right, so Ningguang is interesting. I think I took like a night, like a day or two, trying to see if I could revise her artifacts, and I actually can. I'm pretty sure. Like for example, I could give her this feather or flower. Sorry, there I go, confusing flowers again. Let's see. This is her original one, right? Technically, this one would be better right? Because it has, well, it doesn't have as much crit damage, but it does have more crit rate, I guess. Actually, is it even better? Hold on. What is their stat spread again? Actually, technically, no. It would actually almost make her crit rate and crit damage almost identical. Think about it. So I don't know if that flower was necessarily better. Probably not. But anyways, what I was trying to get at was that I had the opportunity to give her a quote better artifact set that had better overall better crit stats for her than what she has on right now. Because right now her crit rate and her crit rate is good enough, I guess, but her crit damage where it's really lacking. Obviously, you would rather have more than just 76% crit damage, especially for someone like Ningguang, who's supposed to be a dedicated DPS. But the issue that I had with the quote better artifact set for her was that it had no energy recharge, because the one saving grace for Ningguang that she gets from her artifact sets is that even though they didn't roll a lot of crit damage, what they stumbling with my words again. They made up for it by rolling a lot of energy recharge. So she gets a little bit of energy recharge there. She gets another chunk there. She gets none there though. She gets none there, and she gets a lot from here. So as you saw from when I was showing you her stat spread, she has over 50% energy recharge. So she's kind of in the same boat as Eula, where her artifacts happen to roll a lot of energy recharge. And so I tried comparing her gameplay, or how she plays out, compare her two different artifact sets. And even though she did do more damage, obviously with her quote better artifact set with better crit stats, I really didn't like how it just didn't really charge her ult very much. Because with this current artifact set with 50%, with around 50% energy recharge, I can actually play Ningguang as almost kind of like a machine gun build Ningguang, if that makes any sense. Not in the same vein as like machine gun Fish, obviously, but an E Ningguang, one of my optimal combo with Ningguang right now is user E, dash through it, user Q, user ult, and then use E again, dash through her Jade screen again, and then shoot off her C6 Jades, right? How many Jades did she get on her C6? Like 7 or so, and then yeah, just use that with a charge attack, and that combo alone, if I do it right and make sure to actually hit enemies, she literally recharges herself like instantly. So that's really strong. That just her ability to do that kind of DPS cycle almost twice in a row. Whereas with the quote better, with the other artifact set, with no energy recharge, she couldn't do that. So I've just gotten so used to my Ningguang being able to like literally loop her ult into itself using that quote optimal combo that I mentioned, that I just hated how her quote better artifact set didn't do that. Like I'm just so used to this. So I just decided, you know what, I'll deal with the really low crit damage, because chances are I'm not going to be able to get another artifact set for Ningguang that not only has better crit damage stats, but also has as much energy recharge as she does now. Like, and maybe at least like 30%, I'd be able to compromise, right? I'd be willing to compromise, sacrificing a little bit of ER for better crit damage stats, but like sacrificing all of it and for not even that much more crit damage, yeah, it wasn't good enough. So, yeah. All that to say, she just still has the same fucking shit. All that just to say that, huh? Rosaria, I haven't changed her artifact sets. As you can see, she's still at 75, 167, which is very nice. However, I did get her to level 90, and I want to get her to. I did level her E and her ult. The reason for this is because I've noticed that my Rosaria is one of my hard carries in the last Abyss cycle against the Hydro enemies, all those Hydro mobs in 12-2 second half. She was a lifesaver there, her along with another shielder, I guess. So yeah, really liked the amount of work that she put in for there, so I decided to repay her by getting her to level 90 and then getting her talents leveled up. I mean, I have C6 Rosaria anyway, so I might as well. With on top of that, with a very good stat spread, so I don't mind. So yeah, that's all I need to talk about on Rosaria. Fish is an unfortunate case of me trying to min-max her Pale Flame set. Because kind of like Eula, I did manage to give Fish a 4-piece Pale Flame right out the gate. Unfortunately, I tried being too greedy, and yeah, I kind of messed up her artifact set. Cause which one was it again? Right. So this flower has 18% attack percent. 18% attack percent. Wow, that's fucking redundant. So yeah, her artifacts just didn't roll too well. Like she has like the bare minimum. Yeah, she's got 50% crit rate, so at least she's got that going for her, right? But her flower or her feather, sorry, her feather actually used to be better. With it also had about 18% attack. It also rolled like 18% into attack percent. So between this and the flower, she literally had a 36% attack buff on top of everything else, and that almost made up for the fact that her crit stats aren't too great, right? Like ideally, you'd rather have more than 50%. So, but yeah, I kind of greed a little bit too hard. So yeah, lesson learned. I'm not gonna roll more. I'm not gonna try to roll better pieces for Fish until I know I have like spare Pale Flame pieces and I don't need to sacrifice her own like plus 20 artifacts that she has currently. So, yeah. Eventually, I will go back to trying to make Fischl's crit stats spread better and just give her better artifacts in general. But for now, this is what she's sticking with. Beidou. I've changed her artifact set. So she's now rocking what, 2-piece Glad, 2-piece Thundering Fury. I got rid of her 2-piece Noblesse so that I could use her more so I can emphasize her parry more, so that she has better parry damage. And I did manage to give her a better crit stat spread, because I believe last time she was working with about 55% crit rate and then maybe 111% crit damage. So she's doing a little bit more damage here, and not only is she doing more crit damage, but she's also getting more consistent crits, or at least she should be. Unfortunately, the artifacts that she did roll rolled no ER stats, so now she's kind of stuck with 0% energy recharge, or just base energy recharge. I kind of had the same fears that I had with Ningguang, where it's like, oh, is she going to underperform with no energy recharge stats? But fortunately, it seems like Beidou doesn't really mind not having energy recharge, though obviously she would perform better if she did have some. But she's at least playable. Like, I'm not like suffering too much from the fact that she has no ER. Like, I can still generate energy for her, somewhat reliably, and get her And I guess it kind of makes sense because I'm trying to focus on her parry more instead of her ult. She just kind of gets her ult. Well, if she does get her ult, that's great. But like I said, her parry damage is where I'm trying to focus things on. So I guess it doesn't really matter too much that her energy recharge is not that great. Though obviously, again, for like the second or third time, it could be better. Albedo. This guy, I didn't even intend to get this guy a stronger artifact set, but he does now. It says 40%, but since he has Harbinger of Dawn, or since he's using this, if I actually have him in my party, his crit rate will actually go up to 68%. Because in case you didn't know, in Genshin, if a selected character, if you're looking at a character in your party, or that you just have in your roster on your account, but they're not in your party, your currently deployed party, then whatever stats they get from like their weapon doesn't actually apply, or at least not in Harbinger of Dawn's case, because it's a conditional crit rate buff. But this will go up to 68% once if I do actually have him in my squad. But oh damn, over 200% crit damage. So as you can see, I've swapped his previous, I believe, 2-piece Geo? Was it 2-piece Geo and 2-piece Noblesse that I was giving him, that I was running on him? I forget. But in any case, he now has 4-piece Melt. Or Millilith. Sorry, Melt. I'm thinking about Geo. 4-piece Tenacity, let's go with that. So let's go over his artifacts one at a time. And he's got, I didn't change his talent levels at all, it's still 688. and still C0. And let's see, blah blah blah, artifacts. So cup. This is a cup, geo damage bonus. A fat chunk of defense percent for whatever reason, and a little bit of energy recharge. I think that might be his only energy recharge. Ideally, this I would have liked to have more crit rate and crit stats, but those will be made up for in the other artifacts here. So this is a defense percent off piece for him, believe it or not, that rolled very well into its crit rate stats or its crit stats. I think the star has a 3-line, so unfortunate that it got flat attack, but that's okay because the rest roll into crit stats, so not too much of a loss there. This one rolled a ton of crit rate, yeah, a ton of crit rate, and there's a little bit of a crit damage, max roll crit damage, and a little bit more ER. He's getting a lot of his crit damage from this flower. Holy shit. And it gets a little bit of crit rate too, just as a cherry on top. But yeah, at least this looks like a 4 roll into a 4 or 5 roll into a crit damage. No, 4 roll because one's into flat defense, obviously. And this is his crit damage helm with a little bit of crit rate and then a little bit of I think this rolled twice into flat attack, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Yeah, that it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, this started out as a 3-line, and then is that actually 3 rolls, so twice into crit rate and then 3 rolls, 3 times into attack percent. But yeah, between everything there and then his sword or his weapon, yeah, he has a really good stat spread. And I've used him in Abyss or in the previous Abyss cycle, and he fucking did work. Very glad that I've managed to give him a better set there. That I didn't even need to work too hard. Like his Albedo's artifacts, like I didn't even need to like swap too many pieces around or sacrifice too many pieces. He just kind of got them. Albedo privilege, I guess. Just like how he got his vision. Just good shit just happens to him just because. Anyways, same thing with Zhongli, since obviously, farming a lot of Pale Flame gets you a lot of tenacity pieces, so I was like, might as well use them. So he's still got his Homa, Staff of Homa, R1. His stat spread is a little bit better, I'm pretty sure. I forget what his crit stats were previously, before this month, but I'm pretty sure they're better, pretty sure. Unfortunately, they didn't roll too well. Just good enough. This is a geo damage bonus. Flat HP, and he scales off of HP, so I guess it's not bad. Copium, it's not bad, I swear. Unfortunately, this roll like twice or 3 times an elemental mastery, which kind of sucks. So his geo damage cup could definitely be better. And in fact, let me see if I can technically give him a better one. I guess I can give him this, because I believe this is off piece, right? Yeah, this is off piece. I could give him this if I wanted to sacrifice a little bit of crit rate, but how much crit rate does it have? Almost 6%. I don't know how much I feel. I don't know how I feel about letting his crit rate go down below 60%. I'm actually pretty comfortable with characters having at least 60%. But anything less than that, I start feeling like, do I want this? So I'm kind of hesitant to give him that spare geo damage cup that I've got lying around. I could try my luck at others, see if the other ones roll any better. Actually, that and I just don't have a lot of options for geo damage cups to begin with, unless I want to swap out my main characters and give him this. But unfortunately, my main character's kind of stuck on having this honor at the moment. Oh yeah, this. I think this is literally a 5 roll into flat defense. I'm not even kidding. This shit rolled everything into flat defense, which is fucking hilarious. Unfortunately, I actually do not have, so to my surprise, I actually don't have any more HP percent tenacity timepieces for whatever reason. I feel like I swear I had more, but I guess I don't have any anymore. So I guess it's back to Pale Flame domain for me at some point. But yeah, definitely could use some improvement here. Not gonna lie. Definitely could use some improvement. His flower and feather. Why do I keep confusing those two? His feather could also kind of use some work. I could kind of gamble because I have a lot of other feathers here that I could roll stats for. I could kind of gamble to see if these ones roll any better, like any better substats, especially crit stats. But this happened after I screwed around with Fischl's artifacts, so I'm kind of hesitant on playing around with artifacts at the moment. So yeah, letting him have this for now, subject to change. Let's just put it that way. This is his flower. Got that right this time. And at least this one has, double crit. I think this started off as a 4-line because I think this rolled twice in the defense, flat defense, and then once in the crit rate, and then probably twice in the crit damage. So not bad, not a bad flower. Could be a little better, and I think I should have more, a lot more flowers to screw around. Yeah, like for example, this one. I could try seeing what happens to this, for example. And then this is crit rate helm because his weapon is crit damage, and at least he gets a lot of some attack percent, but I think he doesn't really care about attack percent because everything is he cares more about HP percent. Yeah, I think one of the other themes of Zhongli's artifact sets is that he doesn't have a lot of just HP percent substats, unfortunately. Like really, his only major source of HP percent is his timepiece, and that's it. And that's the reason why my Zhongli's HP is only at 30,000 when most other streamers and content creators Zhongli's all have like what fucking 40, 45k HP Zhongli's. Mine's a fucking thin boy. He ain't thick. Just a very thin boy. I think I showed you guys this before. He's at C4 because of Beyond Phase banner, and talent's at 688. But because he's at C4, I believe C3. Well, I forget what the constellation was exactly. His elemental skills is at level 11. So yeah, that's it. Zhao, haven't touched him. I believe I can give him better sets or give him better stats, and especially because I could get, since he has Primordial Jade Spear. Yeah, that has base crit rate. If I really wanted to, I could give him Ganyu's current crit damage off piece, because this shit is literally everything that Zhao wants. I guess technically, he really wants that crit rate. That's for fucking sure. So yeah, he could really do some work with this. Unfortunately, that would mean that Ganyu doesn't have this. So yeah, if I want to give Zhao that Viridescent crit damage piece, I would have to make sure that Ganyu has another at least decent crit damage off piece to replace the one that she's gonna lose to Zhao. Which, since it's an off piece, it shouldn't be that bad trying to look for another one. But now that I said that, I probably jinxed myself. But yeah, I'll probably get around to reworking my Zhao's stats at some point, because obviously this kind of looks like trash. Venti, I know I changed the artifacts. I don't know if I talked about it. In case I haven't, he's now working with 58%, almost 59% crit rate, and 147% crit damage, with 152% injury recharge. I'm running him with stringless now. I've actually swapped him off of a sacrificial, and now he's working with stringless for a little bit more damage output, because EM and then elemental skill and elemental burst damage. So yeah, rocking R5 stringless, and let's take a look at his artifacts. Much better anemia damage cup than he was running before. Double crits, a little bit of energy recharge, so that's nice. Attack percent, double crits. Unfortunately, it rolled like once each into flat attack and flat defense, but hey, the rest rolled into crit damage, so I won't complain. At least not too much. Pretty decent feather. A little bit more energy recharge once into crit rate, and then 3 times into crit damage, I think, because I think this was started out as a 3-line. Also another double crit flower, and again with a little extra energy recharge on top of that, so very good. Crit rate. Unfortunately, he could definitely use a better crit rate inset Viridescent mask. Fortunately, kind of rolled kind of shitty on this. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have any at the moment. So yeah, as you can see, it rolled like fucking 3. Is that 3 times the defense percent? God, that looks like shit. 2 times, probably twice actually. Looks like a 2-line, because 2, 1 maybe 1, and then 1, 2, 1, 1, and then maybe it rolled flat defense as a 3-line. Okay. So those are what he's working with. Still C1 because I didn't roll Venti rerun banner. Didn't really see the point. Pop-Tart. Also, I've been trying to rework his crit stats. He's at a much better, because before this, I think he was at a pretty shitty, like 40, 45, 48% crit rate, and then only like 100%, maybe 110% crit damage. Now he has much better stats, and with a little bit of energy recharge to boot. So now he's running, I've given one of my Skyward Harps at level 80. Artifact set, let's go over it together. His hydro damage bonus cup was kind of strange. This one started out as a 3-line, and I was like, "Oh, cool! It has double crits. Let me shove one of my plus 20 goblet artifacts that I don't need anymore into this and see how this rolls." And it rolled like 4 times the attack percent. I was like, "Shit!" But hey, at least his crit, at least his attack percent. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Though obviously I would have kind of liked more crit stats. God damn it. This is his attack percent timepiece. Could definitely use some improvement, specifically like having double crit and not rolling to flat defense, for example, and flat attack. That would be nice. Feather's not bad. Feather's not bad because it rolled once into attack percent and I think twice into crit damage. It's not bad. It technically could be better, especially if it rolls much better crit stats, but I don't know when I'll get another beastly hydro feather, because I think the only one that I have at the moment is the one you saw just now, right here. So yeah, maybe if this rolls crit damage, but shit, man, I ain't holding my breath. His flower is at least decent because it does have double crit, a little bit of energy recharge, and this is a crit mask helmet or whatever. I guess they're technically the same. Yeah, this unfortunately also rolled kind of shitty. Yeah, at least did roll once into crit damage, but the rest into fucking HP, so that's kind of, yeah. I suppose I could give this as like an off-piece to Zhongli, for example. Maybe he'd be able to put it to use, but obviously my Zhongli's off-piece is not on his helmet. It's on his cup, I believe, yeah. So unfortunately I can't do that. One of my main motivators for getting a child a better artifact set was because, well, he's C6. He's actually my only 5-star character at C6 currently, so I was like, might as well try to make him strong just so I can actually put him to use, or put his C6 to use. But I will say, even with better crit stats though, even with 65% and 144% crit damage, his damage output seemed kind of lackluster, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it was just the domain that I was using him in. But I'll probably come back to rework his artifact set at some point again. Same with Hu Tao. Hu Tao, I've actually given her a 2-piece melt and 2-piece tenacity, I should say, and 2-piece Crimson Witch. I believe her crit stats are much better this way. Yeah, she has 66% crit rate along with the 172% crit damage. So I believe before, I think her artifact sets were pretty bad, and she only had like what, 44%, 45, like sub 50% crit rate, and then not that much crit damage. But now she's working with much better artifacts thanks to these. And in fact, now that I think about it, I didn't even get her feather to plus 20. I should probably do that at some point because that means her crit stats could get even better, assuming they don't all roll into like fucking like flat defense or energy recharge. I guess she wouldn't mind energy recharge, but obviously we're looking for the sweet double crits, right? So yeah, I'll get that done at some point because I don't have much artifact fodder right now. But the rest, I think her gladiator set are her old ones. Actually, no, this is her off piece actually. So I suppose I can show this. Unfortunately, I would have rather taken the HP percent roll, but it went into fucking defense and attack percent instead. At least it rolled like 3 times in the crit rate though. So that's definitely not bad at all. Probably what saved this piece for me for Hu Tao personally. Let's see, yeah, that's cryo damage bonus, so we don't care about that. HP percent, double crit, once into EM. I believe I've gotten more HP percent Crimson Witch timepieces if I can find them. That's fucking attack percent. This is, oh yeah, right here. So maybe I could roll this in case it rolls like crit damage, for example. But again, how lucky do you need to be to roll crit damage on top of this, right? Because this one already has double crits. So, and it rolled fucking 25% crit damage, so don't know if I want to do that. Gotta get this leveled up, so we'll let you know when I do, hopefully if I don't forget. And this is her flower. I believe I should have better flowers now, because I did farm Crimson Witch domain for a little bit, for a few days. So yeah, maybe take these ones and see which ones roll roll the good substats, the good shit. But for now, she's working with a little bit of attack percent and then a little bit, actually a good chunk of crit rate. I think it rolled like twice. That looks like a two roll into crit rate. So actually not bad because even though it doesn't have any crit damage, it at least does give Hu Tao a healthy bit of crit rate, if nothing else. So can't complain about it too much though. Obviously, her crit damage could be a lot better if they had rolled well. That is. And then this inset crit rate helmet. Unfortunately, didn't roll crit damage, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? So yeah, those are her pieces. Still at C1, and then 66 talents. What does she take again? Shards? Actually, I have a lot of shards. Could actually, I could actually, if I find out that Hu Tao, I do need to use Hu Tao in like new Abyss rotations, I may actually work on getting her talents past level 6, considering I have a surplus of shards at the moment. So, perhaps. I believe Pop-Tart also takes shards, right? Fortunately, I can't check because he's not level 90 yet. Klee, I don't think she's changed. No. I did change her artifacts around a little bit. Yeah. I did change her artifacts around a little bit because let's see, because oh yeah, that's right. Her timepiece was, I believe, what Beidou has currently. Like she had a Thundering Fury timepiece, but because it was exactly what my Beidou needed, I decided to give it to Beidou instead, or another Electro character, I forget, and then give Klee this one, which kind of lopsided her crit rolls a little bit, because I believe with this wandering set, she sacrifices a little bit of crit rate for much higher crit damage. So I believe her previous crit spread looked something like 70% crit rate and around 145% crit damage. So basically as close to a 1-to-2 ratio as I was gonna get. But now she has a little bit less crit rate for, moderately higher crit damage. So I don't know if that was worth, but I'm not really using Klee at the moment right now anyway, so I guess if I do get the chance to use her, maybe I'll find out. Diluc, I've been trying my best to work on his artifacts, because before May, he definitely had less than 50% crit rate, and I don't know how much crit damage. Actually, probably a similar amount of crit damage, to be honest. But yeah. It's been a real fucking headache trying to get my Diluc to get like a good 4-piece Crimson Witch set. It's been annoying me for like all the days that I've been trying to roll Crimson Witch. So but I did revise the artifact set a little bit. So this is his pyro damage cup that he's working right now. Ironically, on a Blizzard Strider cup. I think I have a cryo. I think one of my cryo damage pieces is on a Crimson Witch cup for whatever reason. Let's see, which one was it again? Yeah, oh wait, no, not those ones. Yeah, this one. Crimson Witch, but cryo damage percent. And it's actually not terrible either, funnily enough. This is attack percent, unfortunately, rolled a lot into HP percent, which for some reason I don't get. So I have that to deal with. So yeah, I need to look for a better attack percent timepiece on Mr. Diluc. Flower technically could use a little bit of work, especially if the flat defense was crit rate. So looking for a double crit feather at some point. I think I got like a couple more. Yeah, these two, just to see if they roll anything good. His flower's not bad. It did roll like once or twice into attack percent though, but at least it does. At least it's giving him double crit for what it's worth. And I believe this is actually the same crit damage hat that he's always had, because it at least has 10% crit rate, and that's more than I can say. That's more than I can say about most of my helmet rolls, helmet substat rolls. So that's what he's working with right now. Honestly, it's fucking Diluc. He doesn't really need that good of an artifact set to fucking do work, especially not when I have fucking Wolf's Greystone on his ass too. Haven't changed you, not you, not really you either. No. All right, Kaeya. So I've been working on getting Kaeya to make him usable. Unfortunately, his crit stats aren't that great, but they're at least a 1-2. I don't really mind myself because I'm now planning to run him as just a support DPS. Initially, I was working on getting it. I was planning on building Kaeya as a main DPS until I realized that his C1, which is what they recommend for a dedicated Kaeya build, his C1 does not affect his ult. So that kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, wait a minute, it's only for his regular attacks, like his regular and his charge attacks. And I was like, well, shit. I don't know why I'm building him like this then. So I reverted my decision, and now he's working with. I actually got Summit Shaper just for his ass, because I believe on one of my spreadsheet the spreadsheet that I shared with you guys last month. It's in the description of the last Whales Log. Now I promise. I believe they recommended Summit Shaper as his preferred go-to for DPS Kaeya, just because it's a huge stat stick for him. With 45% attack buff. But yeah, now that I've kind of changed my mind about running Kaeya main DPS, now he just has Sack Sword and what is it? Sack Sword with he does have C1 because I believe this month gave us another Kaeya constellation. C1 with Sack Sword and then 2-piece Blizzard, 2-piece Noblesse for just so he can focus on his ult. So, yeah. Unfortunately, his artifacts didn't really roll too well, but again, I don't really mind because he's just a support or a support DPS. So just in case you're interested, those are his stats. This one rolls not really kind of decently. It does have double crit, but rolled mostly into HP and fucking energy recharge. Actually, that shit is like a double mineral. No, actually, no. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong fucking thing. What the fuck? That's crit rate, not crit damage. I was about to say if I saw 10.9% crit damage, I'd be like, well, I really mineraled crit damage twice in a row. What the fuck? Anyways, so yeah, flower, and then his crit rate. Crit rate mask thing, circlet, whatever the fuck it's called. Actually, this is actually not bad. Unfortunately, it rolled like 3 times the fucking element of mastery though. So yeah, that's what he's working with. Lisa, haven't changed. Xingqiu, I have actually made a few adjustments to so that he can have a better crit stat spread of 75 to 153. So the coveted 1 to 2 ratio. So he's still working with Jade Cutter, but I managed to pick up better pieces for him. So now. His Hydro damage looks something like this. I don't know I'm pretty sure this is the same one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same one. I wonder if I can replace it with anything else. Nah, probably not, because I believe this is inset. Yeah. But he now has a much better energy recharge timepiece, which is why this was his old one, except I changed it to whatever he's working with now. Yeah. Because he does lose a lot of crit damage from that, but hey, he gets a lot more crit rate too, and a little bit of crit damage on top of that, just to make sure. I believe I don't know if he had this feather before. I'm gonna say no, but yeah, I gave him a much better feather this time around to complement, to kind of make up for the the crit damage stats that he lost in his timepiece. So do it there. So now he has both damage and crit rate, and a good chunk of energy recharge, because obviously I'm not actually no, I am running main energy recharge stat on his timepiece. I take that back. He probably has like beefy fucking ER too. Yeah, 187%. Holy fuck. I didn't even realize that was high, how high his energy recharge was. And his flower. I actually don't know if I change his flower. I feel like I could make that better. Yeah, I feel like I could make that even better. Though again, I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any spare hydro flowers to give him. Like maybe something like this. Maybe give him something like that. Yeah, perhaps. See if that happens. See if they roll any better. Because yeah, I think this roll like twice into flat defense, which kind of sucks. And this is his crit damage helmet, because he has a Jade Cutter, the sword. So it's getting a lot of crit rate stats from that. Unfortunately, this also could use a lot more improvement. So actually, my Zhao has a lot of room for improvement. It's just a matter of actually getting the right pieces and praying to God that they don't roll fucking shitty. So yeah, those are his stats for now. But just with the few revisions that I did make for him, now, at least for the previous Abyss cycle before it changed for now, Yeah, I was using Ganyu Xingqiu against the Electrolectors, and they fucking melt them, ironically. So yeah. I believe I'm building. So I built Kaeya last. Now I'm going to build Yanfei next. Well, after I get Hu Tao's feather to plus fucking 20, and hopefully I don't forget that. So yeah, I'm gonna build Yanfei's artifact set next. She has 4 piece Crimson. Hopefully they roll well. And yeah, that's about it for now. For the characters and my plans for what I want to do with them. Let's see if I have anything else to talk about. Weapons. No, I don't really know if I need to talk about weapons. I don't think I've made any major changes to my weapons other than what I've already talked about my characters. Let's see. I could show you guys my teapot, I guess, because I don't think I've shown my teapot yet. So now I am at max trust for my teapot. My teapots themselves, at least the realm layouts, are complete garbage because I just wanted the achievement for having 3 layouts with over 20,000 Adeptus energy. So I just kind of fucking vomited all my shit everywhere. So without really trying to make an effort to design much. Maybe one day I'll actually get around to like making the place look nice, making my realms look nice, but for now, max trust is what is important, so I can start banking up currency. I can start buying out the stuff in the Serenity shop. All this everything here, yeah. Unfortunately, these take a lot of currency for what it's worth. For example, this one, like I can only get 12 of them because these cost so fucking much. Is it really, bro? But anyways. But yeah, max trust Serenity pot, so that's nice, I guess. So yeah, go back to Leeway, and I think that's about it. Hey, another hour-long Whales log video for my Genshin Impact account. I'm sure you guys are kind of used to this by now, that this video is going to be very long, just because I have so much to talk about. Because I'm always trying to I'm always looking to improve my characters, specifically our artifacts, because artifacts are true Genshin endgame. But in any case, I believe that's about it. So yeah, for future plans for Genshin, we know of we've already seen the 1.6 preview stuff. I'm not going to roll on Klee rerun, or at least I don't plan to. My Klee is I'm happy with my Klee how she is right now, and I'm not even using her much at the moment anyway. So there's not much of a reason for me in my head for me to roll more Klee copies. That, and there's the whole thing about C2 Klee has more RNG damage, but that's for another time. I will roll Kazuha, but I don't think he's going to be this month, just because banners are, they're spaced out 3 weeks apart. If he is this month, he's definitely going to be at the end of the month. And technically, by that point, I could consider those rolls for like June or something. And even then, I'm probably only going to get like Kazuha like C0, unless like, oh, you need to get a C1 because it's so good or some shit like that, right? So, the one thing that'll make me, that'll convince me to roll on Klee banner is not her banner itself, but whatever weapon banner we get along with it. Yeah, I'll have to see what weapon banner we get with Klee. If it's something that I actually want, more copies like Wolf's Gravestone, for example, or or God forbid Jade Cutter, or Staff of Homa for whatever reason. Then yeah, obviously I'll try. I'll do my best to roll like maybe 1 or more 2 copies of those weapons. But, for now, I think that's about it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my annoying ass voice for an hour straight. So yeah, see you guys next month, and keep playing Genshin, I guess. Thanks, guys. Bye.